Welcome back to the Michigan Lynx Tournament Expert Division qualifying round, hole number 2. Here we're going to be playing a quarterback rough bump using P1 side spin 1 wind 2 plus ball. You can, so navigator, basically navigator or better. You can switch after you adjust if you want to use P2 or P3 ball, but you cannot switch before you adjust, right? That being said, everyone should have a navigator. Okay. Shot does work with a navigator. It also works with a Wind 5 with minor change. So I'll go over that with you here in a second. So if you're playing anything wind resistance 2 through wind resistance 3, wind resistance 2 to wind resistant 4, the adjustment is P3 plus 10% min. So anything wind 2, 3, or 4 plays P3 plus 10 min. If you're playing it with a wind 5 ball, it plays P1 plus 10% min. All right. 4 top spin only. Same setup for no matter what ball you're using. The only other difference is you'll need to play it either with no OP or with just before circle drop OP. So if you're playing it with a wind 2 or a wind 3 ball, then you need to play just before circle drop OP. If you're playing it with and if you're playing it with a wind 4 or a wind 5 ball, then you play it with no OP, right? So 2 or 3 plays just before circle drop OP. 3 or 4 plays no OP. I'll tell you the reason here in a minute. But that's it. I mean, other than that, there's no tweaks to this hole. So that's just a couple of things that you need to pay attention to. And the reason you need to pay attention to those things is because if you do not, there's a high likelihood that you're going to end up catching a glitch roll. Why I had to change that stuff up a little bit to avoid a glitch roll. So this is going to be a win 5 over here on the right. So I'm playing this P1 plus 10% min. 4 top spin only. With spin added, we're going to be setting up a complete P1 min. So make sure you pack a grizzly or a sniper in your bag so that you have a good hard min line there. And then with spin added at P1 min, you're going to slide left and right until what we're looking for is the ball guide where it turns right here. You want that ball guide to be splitting this left side of this dark green line right here. That's what I'm looking for, right? Just like that. Also, if you want a second reference, you can look at the left side of the second bounce is going to be on the right side of this line, and this line is actually 4 lines above the hole, or right of the hole. I don't know how you look at it. It's below the hole, right of the hole, whatever, right? But so what I generally do is I'll set up admin, I'll slide it over until I see this kind of splitting that line, and then I'll look down here and double check my second bounce. That way I'm setting it up in the same position every time. If you don't want to look at the second reference, you don't have to. Just make sure that that ball is curling around and splitting that line at the top, and that is going to be good enough. It's a pretty forgiving shot. And you'll see that on the left-hand screen. So that was with a Wind 5 ball. This is going to be with a Navigator. So over here to the left, I'm going to be playing it with Circle Drop OP. I didn't play that on the right. Still the same setup, same spin, same setup. Um, and so, just as a reference for wind ranges, what I've seen as far as wind ranges so far is I've been in that bush there, and I've been all the way over to the left side of this bush over here. So this is our wind, basically the wind range that I've seen so far. That's not to say we won't see something else, but I've seen all of those wind ranges so far. And so what originally anything probably here to the left over here uh was fine in all the wind ranges, but when I started getting closer to this bush over here on the right, it's more headwind, and it's causing the ball to land low. And when the ball lands low, that's when you catch that glitch roll. That's why we had to change the amount of power needed for higher winds, right? That is to avoid the glitch roll in all wind angles, right? So no wind angle tweaks, just wind strength tweaks. Change the OP as needed. Anything wind 4 or wind 5 is no OP. Anything wind 2 or wind 3 is just before circle drop. Other than that, wind 2, 3, or 4 plays P3 plus 10 men, and wind 5 plays P1 plus 10 men. And you see there, I dropped that with a minor great left. I left that in there just to show you. If you were paying attention, I actually pulled that with a slight 1159, which is probably why the great left was still okay. I mean, the pull for this one is straight, but it is a little bit forgiving. So long as it's pretty close to straight, you should be good to go. Good luck. I hope you all get the drop, and we'll see you on the next one.